So this is the new CNC setup I'm using for the guitars. There's my dust collector that's hooked up to the machine, and then in the back, that gray bucket there is the water, where there's a pump because the spindle's a water-cooled spindle, 3 horsepower with dust collection, and there's the unit that's basically the computer brains with the handheld controller. So that way I don't have to hook a computer up to the machine. I can just load everything on a thumb drive and load up my files and start cutting wood right away. So right now I'm just loading up the file. The first file is basically taking this flat top of wood and it's going to carve it like a Les Paul with the arch top. So I'm just loading the file, and the first one's going to go back and forth and do a rough cut. And then after it does that, it's going to switch over to a smooth cut, go in the opposite direction and smooth out the whole top. And so when it's done, it'll be in super fast mode, but when it's done here, the entire top of the guitar will be surfaced and faced correctly, the way the guitar should be. And in real time, it takes just a little bit over an hour to go through this entire thing, using the machine here. And when I used to do this by hand, it would take me the better part of a couple of days routing it all out by hand, using chisels to shape it, then a sander to sand it down, and trying to put templates up there to make sure I got the arch shape correct. And it worked good. It just took a lot of man hours, and now it's pretty much automated down to about an hour. And I get the router going, and then I just went inside and watched TV for an hour while it finished up. Here I'm putting a little puck on top of the guitar and then lowering the tool until it touches the little metal puck, and then that way it knows exactly where the top of the guitar is. So then everything it routes is perfect because it knows exactly how tall it is based on the height of the wood sticking up from the bottom. So that's basically just looking at the Z axis, the up and down axis of the router, getting that set up. Then now I'm just loading the file, which one to hit go. And then I hit go and you'll start seeing it carving. And then it's basically a lot of nothing to watch anyhow. You just see the thing carving back and forth. But about an hour, I put it in fast motion, so it won't take more than a minute or two. So a big chunk of the work as far as guitar building goes by getting this new machine goes from maybe not quite as much of the monotonous, running the router and sanding and that sort of thing, but I spend a huge number of hours getting the files programmed into the guitar. So basically I took a picture of a guitar and I traced it, and not only you got to do the shape, but you got to basically tell the computer how tall all the different curves are, how far up the bottom they should stick, and make sure that it's the exact size. So basically using computer-aided drafting to draw the guitar in 3 dimensions in the computer. And then once you have that, then you gotta basically go in there and program, tell the machine what router bits to use, how fast to go, what angles to route at, that sort of thing, and basically give it the tool paths to go through and carve the whole top of the guitar. So it's a big learning curve at the front of buying a piece of equipment like this and learning how to use it. But once I have all my files created and I've got them tested out that I know they're working pretty good, which I think right now they are, then it becomes exponentially quicker to build the guitar, especially the guitar top or any of the parts that I'm going to use the CNC on, because the bulk of the work, at least the human work, is the front end stuff and the programming. So after that, as long as the machine's operating correctly, load the file, hit go, and then it'll do a lot of the monotonous work for you. And at the end of this video you'll see, so here's the top when it's done, at least with the surfacing of the top. And it's tough to tell in the picture, but there's a nice arch, just like a Les Paul should have. It's a a curved top, like an arch top guitar. I'll show a picture from the side there. It's a little easier to see here. It's real, kind of gentle sloping from the edges to the middle. But if you ever picked up a Les Paul, what that looks like. And then this last picture here is 2 of the guitars I already had done. These are the two guitars I did while I was testing out the files, so they took longer, but that's what they're going to look like from now on. You got the two cavities for the pickups, the selector switch in the top left corner, and then in the bottom right corner you see the 4 holes for the volume and tone knobs.